I do. I want to ask y'all, what players don't get enough credit for their longevity?
Now, is this active or?
I mean, it could be active or it could be retired. It doesn't matter.
First thing that came to mind, he does get credit, but I just want to shed some light on Steph Curry nearly averaging 30 points per game this season.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 87 points in his last 2 games, and they don't be winning. So
Unfortunately.
maybe his front office ain't appreciating his greatness, maybe, but I just want to shed some light on a dude that's been around forever that is still out there hooping.
I want to shed some light on his teammate, honestly, Draymond Green. For me, and I mean, like, when he is locked in, even at 6'6" in the age he is still one of the best defenders in the league. And again, he's always been kind of like the undersized mode where he's guarding the Nikola Jokic's. He's guarding big man, and he still does a very, amazing job. I think he deserves a lot more credit too.
No, I think Draymond definitely for like the physicality in which he plays with.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there hasn't been a drop off from that part is just like, that's just who he is, and he's gonna always play that way. Because honestly, there's nothing else he can really do. Like, I think he's a good basketball player, but like the defensive part of his game is like he has to do that. Like, that can't decline.
Yeah, the offensive part is nasty.
Luckily for him, he's never been super reliant on like athleticism or some type of burst. So
I think that's kind of something that we kind of got spoiled with in this era, like Steph Curry, KD,
Chris Paul.
Like none of those guys, they were able to play so long because like they were so skilled and they didn't depend on the athleticism so much.
I got a few guys, and to piggyback off of that, a guy that goes against that, who I really appreciated, was Blake Griffin. Because even Blake Griffin was heavily reliant on athleticism, had injuries. I mean, he started his career with an injury, but in that back half of his career, not only did he remodel his game because he started shooting threes and being like a dirty work, hard hat player, but he changed his role. And a lot of times guys will just ride out of the NBA on that high note instead of being like, oh, yeah, I'll be a dirty work player. Like, we don't really see guys go from being stars, face of the franchise, to playing that role and committing to it unless it's on a team that drafted them. Mm-hmm. But he did it with, like, the Nets, the Celtics. He was really trying to win and be a hard hat player. Speaking of undersized, though.
He's still got time, though. He's only 36. He can come back.
He could.
But it looks like Rivers come back.
It looks like he's enjoying his new job.
Sure.
A lot. This dude, to me, Mike, that I'm about to mention, deserves a lot of flowers and a lot of love when you talk about size. And also, I am old enough to luckily have seen him before he was in the NBA. And I don't think people thought he'd be in the game this long. Mike Conley. Mm-hmm. Mike Conley was a part of that Greg Oden, Thad Matta freshman team at Ohio State. And he had a really good year there, but a lot of people wasn't all the way bought in because he didn't do anything flashy or crazy. Undersized, 6'1", but wasn't like a Steph Curry scorer, wasn't D-Rose athletic. But somehow Mike Conley has been around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And has had a magnificent, consistent career. And I think we do not talk about that enough.
Shout out Uncle Mike.
Yeah, and he's almost about to hit year 20.
Yes.
I think he's going to still play that one. I think he's probably still going to play that one more year. I think it would be dope for the Timberwolves to give him that one extra year to come back and at least hit that milestone a lot of players want to hit, and that's play 20 years.
If this was the YouTube episode, I would love to have gone back and tried to find a quick scouting report. I don't think anybody would have guessed that Mike Conley would still be playing today and had the career that he had.
Mm-hmm.
I got another guy.
Who is it?
This guy's been consistently a really good starter for 13 straight seasons.
DeMar DeRozan?
Nah, not that guy. Because this guy never got the peak of being an all-star. But plays every game. Shout out to Harrison Barnes.
When you said he plays every game, I was like, who's Harrison Barnes?
Now, don't look at him being 0 for 8 from 3 in the last semifinal cup game.
That's okay.
But he has just been Mr. Consistent, a vet for a team that desperately need one of those. And, I was counting through his basketball reference yesterday when you put the question in the group chat. I'm like, it's really been 13 seasons of him just being a really good starter, shooting 37 to 42% from 3 every single year. And in a league where the corner three-point shot continues to be one of the most important shots, he's Mr. Corner 3.
The Black Falcon.
And I love the fact that he went from competing for championships and, he won one. And, he got it done early. So then that part was probably easy for him to transition into, but, Yeah, I know. I was playing with the Warriors.
It wasn't really. If he would have,
it wasn't
been
his
able
choice.
to stay there, he would have
But
won.
like he's kind of been a vet on a lot of teams
for
now.
sure.
So like,
He has been consistent too.
Yes,
That's
he
like
has.
a word that fits him perfectly.
I mean, Andre Iguodala had a very long career, and I think the way he was able to play, no matter where he was at, just like the skill, the IQ, and being able to just fit, whether it was with the Heat, the Warriors, the Nuggets, early in Philly, like he kind of just made sure that he just played winning basketball, no matter what his task was given to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to go back to the Harrison Barnes one because he was a guy that I wanted to talk about too. Very similar to him, Tobias Harris. Like he is, again, sometimes you can forget some of those moments where he's kind of had the duds, but over the course of his career, he's always been like a really good basketball player. Yeah. And again, Harrison Barnes and him have a chance. It looks like they're gonna have a chance to have like more moments in the playoff type of atmosphere, and I feel like that's only gonna add to their careers too.
What's his most forgotten about team? Because he's been on a lot of teams.
The Bucks.
It's got to be the Bucks, right? That was the first team that came to
the
mind. It's like, you kind of forget that he played in Milwaukee for a little bit of time. I was watching Mavs versus Utah Jazz last night, and I'm like, man, Kyle Anderson has been in the league for a long time. This is year 12 for him.
Yeah.
And he's different than a Harrison Barnes or all of these other examples because his game does not fit modern basketball. It never really has the entire time he can't shoot. He's slow as hell, but he finds his way on NBA rosters every single season.
Well, IQ gets it done. Size and IQ can do a lot for you.
Yeah.
He always brings it on the defensive end. Like that's one thing you could definitely count on him for.
I hate the fact that he's in Utah. Though.
Me too. Me too.
Like, I just
kind of
think-
get forgotten about.
Yeah, because sometimes he's not even in a rotation, and it's like, I think he can actually contribute to an actual NBA team.
I think so too. Just for some minutes.
They win in Jazz. They're not terrible.
Yeah.
Guy that we should give some flowers. So I got a couple of names. Nick Batum. His longevity has been amazing.
No
to
The
see.
no jumper.
The no dip has been there for his whole career.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, because when DeMar DeRozan came into the NBA, his game was not what it is today. It was just like an athletic.
That's the one where I don't feel like he'll ever get enough flowers for like the way he kind of.
I just think a lot of people
his
that
game,
watched
developed
today,
his game.
They don't. They wasn't there in 2007 when DeMar DeRozan was just a dunker. No jump shot at all, like no offensive game like that. Kind of just pure athleticism.
20,000 point score. DeMar
Crazy,
DeRozan.
crazy. I mean, DeAndre Jordan, he doesn't play a lot today, but like DeAndre Jordan was a one and done Texas A&M second round pick and was a all NBA first team guy that has had a stellar career.
And
When
it seems
Chris
like every
Paul-
team he's on, they enjoy having him in the locker room.
Yes.
When Chris Paul got waived, and Chris Paul posted that picture of him, DJ and Blake, people were like, man, who could have thought that DeAndre Jordan would be the last one in the league out of those three?
Yeah.
Not
That's
me.
crazy.
Not me. Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Considering the hard situation and everything that he had, still a vet, moving around. And the last guy that I have right here, hey, man, there's something to be said about a guy who has not been like any of the names that we've mentioned yet, but is still in the NBA. Garrett Temple has never sniffed an All-Star game. I don't know if he's ever been considered as a starter.
Ain't been in a rotation
but
for the
just
season.
been a good guy and has carved out a role. And this is a dude at LSU. He was on Big Baby Davis, Tyrus Thomas teams. He could hoop.
I wonder how much of that is him just being a part of the NBPA, where it's like, I'm just a part of the politics aspect of the NBA, so I'm going to keep me a job. He checked into the game like 2 days ago or 2 games ago, and I'm like, forgot he had a jersey under that warm-up.
He might have been surprised he got in.
Yeah, it's like that one game we always reference with D Rose checked in
Oh
with
my
no
God.
accessories.
No accessories.
No accessories. Seeing Derrick Rose with no accessories still just don't even sit right with me.
Which is crazy because he used to have no accessories, but then he just, swagged up.